Good afternoon, all of you. The topic is lymphatic circulation. Across capillary wall, there is fluid exchange occur. The fluid efflux is greater than the influx across the capillary wall. So, the extra fluid that effluxes enter into the lymphatics and it again goes back to the blood. This helps in keeping the interstitial pressure from rising and promote the turnover of tissue fluid. Normal 24-hour lymph flow is 2 to 4 liter. Lymphatics or lymphatic vessels can be divided into two types. One is the initial lymphatics and second is the collecting lymphatics. In initial lymphatics, there is no valve and there is no smooth muscle in their walls, and these are found in intestine and skeletal muscles. Tissue fluid enter through the loose junction between the endothelial cell of the wall, that the endothelial cell that form their wall. The fluid in them is massaged by the muscle contraction of the organ and contraction of the arteriole and venules that are associated with them. So they drain into the collecting initial lymphatic, drain into the collecting duct, collecting lymphatics, and these collecting lymphatics have valve and they have a smooth muscle in their wall and they contract in peristaltic fashion, thus it propel the lymph along the vessels. In this collecting lymphatics, flow is also aided by the movement of a skeletal muscle, negative intrathoracic pressure during inspiration, and the suction effect of high velocity flow of blood in the veins in which the lymphatic terminate. However, in this the contraction are the principal factor that propel the lymph. You can see in this diagram that initial lymphatic, this drain into the collecting lymphatics. Initial lymphatic has no valve and smooth muscle, but collecting lymphatics has valve and smooth muscle. Other functions of the lymphatic system is appreciable amount of protein also enter the interstitial fluid in the liver and intestine, and small quantities enter from the blood in other tissue. The macromolecule enter the lymphatic at the junction between the endothelial cells, and this protein are returned to the blood via the lymphatics. In this fashion, the amount of protein that is returned in one day is equal to 25 to 50% of the total circulating plasma protein. What is interstitial fluid volume? The amount of fluid in the interstitial space depends on the capillary pressure, interstitial fluid pressure, oncotonic pressure, capillary filtration coefficient, number of active capillaries, lymph flow, and total extracellular fluid volume. The ratio of precapillary to Post capillary venular resistance is also important. Precapillary constriction causes lowering of the filtration pressure, whereas post capillary constriction causes increase in the filtration pressure. So, change in any of these variables lead to change in the volume of interstitial fluid. What is edema? It is the accumulation of the interstitial fluid in abnormally large amount. This table shows the causes of increased interstitial fluid volume and edema. It increased due to increased filtration pressure, that is due to venular constriction, increased venous pressure as in heart failure, incompetent valve, venous obstruction, increased ACF volume, or effect of gravity. Decreased osmotic pressure gradient across capillary. It is due to decreased plasma protein level and accumulation of osmotically active substances in interstitial space. Increased capillary permeability due to substance P, histamine, kinin, and inadequate lymph flow. Interstitial fluid, it tend to accumulate in dependent part because of the effect of gravity. What happen in upright position, the capillary in the leg are protected from the high arterial pressure by the arterioles, and high venous pressure is transmitted to them through the venules. A skeletal muscle contraction keeps venous pressure low by pumping the blood toward the heart when the individual moves. If someone stands for prolonged period, then fluid get accumulated and edema eventually develops. In some cases, the ankle also swell during long trip when travelers sit for prolonged period and keeping their feet in the dependent position. And venous obstruction also contribute to the edema in these situations. Whenever there is abnormal retention of the salt in the body, water is also retained. The salt and water are distributed throughout the ECF, and since the interstitial fluid volume is increased, it predisposes to edema. Salt and water retention is seen in the edema in heart failure, nephrosis, and cirrhosis, and there are variation in the mechanism that lead to fluid movement across the capillary wall in these diseases. In congestive heart failure, what happened? The venous pressure is elevated with elevation in capillary pressure. In cirrhosis of liver, the oncotonic pressure is low because the plasma protein synthesis is low. In nephrosis, oncotonic pressure is low because large amount of protein are lost in the urine. Another cause of edema is the inadequate lymphatic drainage. In case of lymphedema, that is edema caused by the lymphatic obstruction, is called lymphedema, and the edema fluid has a high protein content. If it persists, it leads to the chronic inflammatory condition that lead to the fibrosis of the interstitial tissue. One cause of lymphedema is radical mastectomy. What happened in this case? There is removal of the axillary lymph nodes that lead to the reduced lymphatic drainage. In filariasis, the parasite migrate into the lymphatics and causes obstruction of the lymphatics. So, the fluid accumulate and plus tissue reaction lead to the massive swelling of the leg or scrotum. This is also called elephantiasis. This is all about lymphatic circulation. Thank you.